Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy, Handyman and Handy Andy on Demand. Welcome back to an inspection run through today. And so this property is over in the Buford area, and we're out for a buyer's agent today that we do a lot of work for. And this is a typical one where the buyers had an inspector come out, wrote up a bunch of repairs, and now the buyer and the seller will negotiate price adjustments or how they're going to handle that. And they need pricing from somebody like us to do it. It just makes it easier for the realtors involved because we do everything. So all these items we're pointing out today are things that the inspectors pointed out. We're not out here to look for extra stuff. And so right here, the inspector noted that the shingles are missing over this flashing piece right there, and that just needs to be covered up. He noted there was a bunch of rot on the house, and it's all just typical stuff, nothing major. There's a little rotted framing right here, so we cut in an angle cut and piece in about 2 feet of pressure treated material right there. There's some peeling paint in some areas, like up here, this corner board above the porch in this area right here, right up there is just peeled, it's not rotted. Borer bees create a lot of work for us, and you'll see some of that on this fascia board. The fascia is the board behind the gutter here, and so they back their little butts up against the bottom of the gutter, they bore in, and then they lay their larvae all behind the gutter, and the woodpeckers come, they hear the larvae moving when they hatch, and they try to peck in there to get at them. Some of that stuff is rotted, needs to be replaced. So like we got about 4 foot of fascia board on the corner of this gutter. One of the things that I'm not sure the inspector had in there is the gutters are spiked and they've pulled away from the house. So you'll see the spike sticking out right here. And because the gutter pulled away, it didn't have hidden hanger screws. Water's got behind the gutter right here and rotted about 4 feet of fascia in this corner right here. And then as you come across the fascia board, here we just have borer bee holes. We just go ahead and fill that with caulk and repaint. But when you get into areas like here, the woodpecker's gotten in, now it's started to rot. In this center section right here, you're not going to see it so well in the lighting today. We're fighting the rain clouds. When you come across the right corner, you're actually replacing about 12 feet of fascia board from this midsection all the way around to the end of the gutter and up to this corner right here, along with that little triangle piece right there is what we call a dog ear. That one's rotted as well. And we get to the back, you'll see there's some rot in this far rear corner fascia board. And again, it's because the gutters have pulled away. They might be clogged. Not really sure about that. They had somebody come out and replace the decking on this deck back here, and they added joist hangers, but they nailed them, and that doesn't meet code, so it has to be screwed. It's a pretty simple fix. We just add some screws to it. You don't have to replace anything. On the left side of the house, the inspector noted this one piece of siding here, and we'd have to replace it. It's cracked and fallen away, so we'd come back and stagger a joint right there. That 12-foot piece has to be replaced. Other than that, the siding all looks in pretty good shape. We got a little bit of, the guys will have to look at it, but this dog ear right here at the right rear corner is rotted. So they would replace that one. And then when you come around this gutter up here above the deck, this mid-span gutter, it's got the same issue, except when you see the streaking like this, it's because there's no kick-out flashing where the gutter hits the siding right there. And all these things are common inspection repairs. So we would add the kick-out flashing there at the gutter, and then replace about 8 feet of fascia is rotted behind this gutter. When you get to the chimney, you can kind of see the back side of that chimney. That rear corner board is gone. He's got about 16 feet on the right front of this corner board needs to replace. And then he's got a section of corner board on the left side needs to be replaced as well. And then we would just repaint that. There's one section right here, corner board, and you can see what happens. We talk about this all the time in our videos. So here someone made a repair and they pieced in with a horizontal cut, and all it did was re-rot that piece. The water traps in. You want a weather cut, so we'll come up about 4 feet, make an angle cut, back prime the replacement piece. It'll never rot again. Good caulk and good paint and good contractors are your best friend when it comes to the exterior of your home. This deck looks like it was pretty new in terms of what they did with it. And it's not a big thing. You know, if you go to my house or anybody's house with different inspectors, they're going to find different things. It's just the nature of the beast. And so when you look at these joist hangers, this is what he was talking about. See how they're all nailed? And this deck wasn't built with those, so probably this last contractor came through and did that for them to try to bring this deck up to code. You know, what they really should have done is added some screws to the face, and they didn't. All these joists are nailed, so they really should have been screwed. But again, you know, there's a lot of contractors that get out here. Sometimes it's homeowners doing their own stuff. They don't really know what it is to meet code. But all we have to do to meet code here is Every open slot, just drive a screw on either side, and then they'll be fine. The rest of these things are little inspection report stuff on the inside of the house. We've been doing this stuff, it's hard to believe, for 25 years in Atlanta, my brother and I. We've got a crew of 30 guys who are all over the metro Atlanta area. We're opening some new locations, so that's kind of exciting. The left side of this corner board right here is the same issue. If you go up here, you'll see it where the moisture got trapped in the horizontal cut, so now we'll just replace the bottom 8 feet, and it's the same issue on the right side. If you've got guys installing or making carpentry repairs on your home, you want angled cuts, weather cuts, and you want the wood back primed. Even if you have to pay them extra, don't let people make horizontal cuts on your house. You know, there's a lot of guys out here that say they're carpenters and they're really not. You know, yesterday they were delivering pizzas, today they're handyman. And we come across those repairs all the time where now people are paying 2 and 3 times. We just fixed a house in Woodstock this week where the homeowner was so upset because she's already paid 2 guys to do the work and it was all bad. And that stinks. You know, we hate to see people wasting their money. Call a good company. You know, when if you're in decal trucks like that, you can't hide from people. Hire contractors who have been in business for at least 5 years, take credit cards, have a website, have a commercial office outside their home. It won't guarantee you a good job, but it'll certainly minimize some of the repair issues that we see out here. There's one more piece of fascia board on that corner gutter right here. It's hard to see it with the angle of the light right now, but same thing. The gutters have actually leaked in the corners, and that's what caused that rot right there. So we'll have to seal that gutter as well. It's probably a good idea to clean these gutters from what we saw. Anyway, you can find us at 770-912-2829. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.